Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 8th installment of the Taped Up Podcast. I'm your host, T-Mech30, and I'm here with Eric and Ryan. It was a horrendous weekend of football. Not only did the Buckeyes lose, not only did the Cleveland Browns lose, but the fucking Green Bay Packers won. God.
I think this is the first week of the
Shut up,
podcast since
Rick.
the
Browns lost and
Packers
won?
won.
Oh, my God. Well, I guess we should just jump right into the Packers game on Thanksgiving. Ryan, take it away, buddy.
Oh, baby. I didn't expect us to score 13 points, let alone 29.
20 in the first quarter.
did
Well, you did,
believe-
so congratulations.
I did believe we were going to blow that lead after halftime. And when the Lions scored, I was like, yeah, here goes. But I'd have been fine with it. I was impressed. Jordan Love, first player in Packers history to have three touchdown, no interception games in the first year of his career. Love that. AJ Dillon looked pretty good without Aaron Jones. Love that. Jordan Love broke off a 40-yard run towards the end of the game. That shit had me standing at the Thanksgiving table going nuts. Christian Watson started off the game with like a 54-yard bomb to him.
Did you flip the table?
I thought about it.
Do you think the Packers won this game, or do you think Jared Goff lost this game?
I think we beat the shit out of the Lions.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I like that.
They played
Our
really
defensive
well.
line played the best I've seen all year. They made Jared Goff's life hell.
I agree.
Rashawn Gary had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. Rashawn Gary just got paid, and he's playing fucking like he deserves it.
Yeah. Jared Goff
And now we're a game out of the playoffs. Fuck the Seahawks.
Jared Goff did turn around, so hopefully he keeps it turned around heading into the next game. Moving on to the Cowboys, who have still not beat a 500 team.
Yeah, here we go.
Commanders. Okay, so what do you guys think about them Cowboys beating on a non-500 team yet again? Actually,
Cowboys. I say it every week. Cowboys are the Cowboys. I don't know what else to say. I mean, they're going to continue to do this, but go ahead.
As bad as the Commanders' record is, I really thought they'd keep it close. So I thought I mean, the 25 in the fourth quarter kind of fucking blows it out of proportion, but I mean, they still did beat the shit out of them. So I'll say I'm a little impressed. Dak's looking good. 4 tuds, 330.
First half they weren't looking too bad at all. I mean,
yeah.
How many they score? Was it 20 points?
20
points.
half.
Yeah, 10-20. And I mean, I thought they would be able to come back, or at least make it a close game. But Cowboys, decided to pull something out of their asshole.
Deron Bland is that fucking dude. I saw somebody tweet his stats. It was like 11 games played. Quentin Johnston, the rookie for the Chargers, 11 games played, and Darren Bland has like double his yards and 5 more touchdowns in him.
Shoot, he's back almost to many touchdowns. Kenny Pickett. I think the Cowboys in Week 12 are the same Cowboys that we've been seeing since Week 1, and I'm not too sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I haven't really decided. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they've gotten any better throughout the year, but they haven't played anybody to get better. And the one team who was better than them for sure, the 49ers, beat the piss out of them. So,
yeah. I'd say they didn't look terrible against the Eagles, but then they lost to the Cardinals. Like,
well, I was going to touch on that later when we get to the Eagles.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I just think the only real tough team they played this year is the Niners, and we see how that went. But I don't know. Speaking of the Niners, let's move right into the Niners.
San Francisco 49ers.
What do you got to say, T?
The Niners are the best team in football, and it's not even close. It's not even close, especially in the NFC, but it's not even close. The Niners are the best football team right now in the league, period, on both ends of the ball. Brock Purdy's probably playing, although in the Seattle game he didn't play as good as he's playing previously, but Brock Purdy's probably playing the best football as a top, 6 team in the league. A guaranteed playoff team. He's playing the best football at quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's playing fantastic. Obviously, the defense is doing their thing. And I think if we went and redid the tier list right now, I might only have the 49ers as the only favorite to win the Super Bowl, nobody else.
I like what you're saying, but I don't think you can call them the best team right now until next week comes around because they're facing the Eagles.
That's why I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
So when they do beat the piss out the Eagles, everybody can just,
I agree.
be on my jock.
They look really, really good, but I want to see how they play against the Eagles, and we'll go from there. But
I've got a feeling they're going to beat the shit out of the Eagles.
I do too, and here's why: the Eagles
last year
should not be 9-1. Well, the Eagles should not be 9-1. They are. Congratulations to the Eagles. I'm not taking anything away from the Eagles, but realistically, the Eagles should only have like 6 or 7 wins. They should have probably lost to the Bills. They should have probably lost to Dallas. They probably should have lost to who they played most recently before the Bills. I'm brain farting right before the Bills.
It was a prime game, wasn't it? Or no?
I believe so. The Chiefs. They should have lost to the Chiefs. Should have lost to the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Cowboys. So that would put them at what 7-4, 6-4.
7-4.
And again, I'm not taking anything away from the Eagles. Awesome that they're 9-1. Awesome that they're on this weird transition of Jalen Hurts is just this emotionless, great player. But I'm not sold on the Eagles. Yeah, it's so corny.
Did you see his reaction? Yeah, it's a little corny.
So corny.
Did you see his reaction to when Jake Elliott nailed that field goal?
That's what he does. Even though like 2 weeks ago he missed a 50-yarder. Like,
did you see Brandon Graham
Jason Kelce
mic'd up on the sideline on the final drive? He's like, "Go show him what you do, Jalen." Everybody's rooting him on the sidelines, like from the defensive side of the ball or whatever. And then when his team goes and fucking does something for him, he's sitting on the sidelines.
I don't know. Regardless, even after beating the Seahawks, which is a divisional game, and it was probably for the division in the long run of things, the 49ers destroyed them. They went on a bad 3-game slate, but they lost everybody defensively and offensively. So now that they're healthy, and obviously they got to stay healthy to stay this good, but I almost don't know if the 49ers will lose another game this year.
Yeah,
and that includes the Super Bowl.
The 49ers, when they lost to them last year in the NFC Championship, when everybody and their mom got hurt for the 49ers,
including their last and only quarterback.
I'm sure they're very, very pissed about that, and they're gonna. It's at Philadelphia. I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
And they're underdogs. Philly's underdogs at home.
Yeah, 3-point favorites.
I don't know. Philly could obviously pull it off. Philly could come out and play fantastic, and that'd be great for them. But I still think 49ers are a better team. But let's move on to the Black Friday game, boys.
Black Friday.
First ever Black Friday game on Prime Video.
Is it the first ever Hail Mary pick six?
I think so.
Ain't that what they said? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, what'd you expect? The kid went like 1 touchdown for 14 interceptions at UConn. You guys thought he was going to be better than Zach Wilson?
I think they should have just kept Zach Wilson in. I mean, my goodness. And they couldn't play him either, right?
They could have.
Really?
Yeah, he's third-string quarterback.
I thought I heard something.
He was on active roster. I don't know. I just don't know why they put Boyle in over Trevor Siemian. I'm not saying Trevor Siemian's like, anything better than Zach Wilson, but at least Trevor Siemian has NFL experience.
Yeah. What's his name? Phillips or something like that is hurt. Went out with an Achilles. That's not good. Needs to get a hold of. On the other side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers.
Speaking of that, I need to watch.
He can do.
Have you guys seen the in-season Hard Knocks at all?
Oh, I watched the first episode.
I need to watch the first episode.
I watched the first.
I have not.
The first 2 are out now. I need to watch it.
What do you guys think about Aaron Rodgers coming back to practice? I don't think he'll play this year.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think he's.
I think
this might just sound like a pissed off Packers fan, but the more I've seen him on like Pat's show over the years, he seems like the most like selfish, like I don't know. I feel like he's doing arrogant. A lot of this for arrogant, very, very arrogant.
I
think he's doing a lot of this for attention. I think there's no shot he comes back. The rest of the Jets' schedule is they play the Falcons this week, Texans, Dolphins, Commanders, Browns, Patriots. So you're telling me they can't lose 2 games. If they lose 2 games, they're
I don't think they can lose another game if they want to make the playoffs.
I think they can lose 1.
Okay.
But so you're telling he's not coming back this week or next week. I'll say I'll.
It hasn't even been 3 months.
Yeah, I know. He has a 21-day window to come back. So the earliest he could come back, or the latest he could come back, is the Dolphins.
Oof.
I think maybe the Commanders.
I wouldn't want to play that game.
But so you're telling me Tim Boyle or Zach Will, whoever the fuck is suiting up at quarterback, is going to go on a 2-1 run against the Falcons, Texans, and Dolphins? You got me fucked up.
And that's got to be at worst.
And then at that point, what's the point of even coming back?
Right.
He's just
I don't even see him being in a wild card.
It's a
so you're saying though, if they do go 500 by a miracle, by week 15 he should play if he can, is what you're saying?
I think he'd try. Yeah.
Okay.
If that happens,
I
don't think it does by any chance. But I don't know.
Well, speaking of
they might come back and win the fucking Super Bowl. Who knows?
Speaking of the Dolphins' next game, the Atlanta Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints on Sunday at 1:00.
Yeah,
it sure did at 24-15.
I guess Ritter's gonna be their starter again full time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know about you guys, but I felt this for the season. When I watch the Saints or Falcons play, it's just so boring. Every single game is just so.
I agree.
Bland.
That's very bad.
A lot of bad football.
Lots of bad football. I really don't have nothing to say about this game. I'm fine moving forward. I mean, the Falcons are number 1 in their division. Congratulations at 5-6.
Yeah.
It's the most I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much with these games.
Then let's move on
especially
to the Steelers and
South.
Bengals. What a game. What a shootout.
Steelers
what a game.
Going for 400 yards for the first time in 58 games. The first game after Matt Canada's out of there is the funniest shit I've ever heard of.
That's a crazy stat I've ever heard, to be honest.
You know,
when I read that, I didn't believe it.
That's funny as fuck. Matt Canada was sitting at home like, I hope
he was punching the air.
Fucking 4 interceptions.
He was punching the air after
You know what else is funny? Steelers fans calling Kenny Pickett the GOAT. He's going to win a Super Bowl this year.
GOAT.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
If the Steelers make the playoffs, and that's a big if in my opinion, because I think that's that weird like, oh, they fired somebody so they go win. That's like been a curse in the NFL for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go on this weird trend of not scoring because of Kenny Pickett. So if they make the playoffs, and I hope they do, I think they'll be blown out in the first round.
I think
they're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, to Josh Allen. They're comparing him to all these good quarterbacks. And
I'm so happy I stay off of social media on Sundays.
Stop. It is so bad.
So happy.
It's awful.
He threw for 278 yards. He didn't even have a touchdown.
Yeah, they're comparing him to one of the best quarterbacks. Or
they had their best offensive game, and he was their worst offensive player.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why they do it.
Pat Farmer.
I know you're a fan, but like, calm down a little bit.
I'm more impressed with the Bengals keeping it close.
Yeah,
with
that's
Browning
true.
at help.
Why the fuck is Joe Mixon getting 8 carries with Jake Browning at quarterback and the final score 16-10? That makes zero fucking sense.
That's Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor and Kevin Stefanski must have coffee every Monday. I'm convinced. Hey, Zach, you see that? Only ran the ball 12 times. I'll one-up you there, Kevin. Ran it 8. With Joe Mixon? Yep. Unbelievable. They got to fire both those guys. Those guys need to be looking for a new job at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the Bengals – I would imagine the Bengals season's over for sure. I mean, 5-6. Everybody else in the division 7-4 or better.
They're not getting rid of him.
It was 10-7 going into the fourth quarter.
I know.
And Joe Mixon had 8 carries. That's ridiculous.
I mean, welcome to the life of a Browns fan too, you know? But let's move on to the Tennessee Titans beating the Carolina Panthers in a blockbuster game.
Henry goes off.
I really wanted to lose, so Vrabel gets fired and goes to Ohio State.
My bad. I really wanted the Panthers.
Why is that?
Because we want Vrabel to get fired, and he comes to be Ohio State's head coach. That's why.
He's not going to fucking college.
No.
He's a good ass coach. He ain't going to fucking college.
Yeah, this game was pretty ass.
Stunk.
This game was terrible. Moving on. Colts and Buccaneers.
This is a pretty good one.
I disagree. I think it was a higher scoring game, and it was terrible football. I think it was Titans-Panthers with 10 extra points.
I think it was just good for me because I had that huge parlay.
Parlays were kicking this weekend, huh, boys?
That was just trying to. Yeah, one fucking
yard. Got fucking 100 yards. It's about damn time.
Buccaneers fought a 4-7. I'm going to assume their playoff shot is now out the window as well, unless they win out, especially against the Saints and the Falcons one more time. Yeah. I'm going to assume Baker Mayfield does not get them to the promised land. They go and draft a quarterback, and Baker Mayfield will be out of a job by the end of next year.
And he'll be playing for the Seahawks next year.
I think they're going to sign him.
Heard it here first.
I think the Cleveland Browns should go get him.
Extend.
Is that what I said?
What?
I think the Cleveland Browns should go get him at this point. Anyways, moving on to a way better game than the last two we just talked about.
Patriots,
The
Giants.
Patriots. Oh my god.
It's actually Patriots at Giants.
Yeah, whatever. If you wouldn't have interrupted me, I would have said it right.
Mac Jones went off for 89 yards, 2 interceptions. Bailey Zappi went off for 54 yards and an interception. And lost to Tommy DeVito. That's the first time
quarterback,
a undrafted rookie has beaten a Bill Belichick-led team.
Every single quarterback that has went into the Patriots this season has been awful. Fumble, picks, not hitting your receivers. It's been so bad. I mean, I don't know what Bill Belichick can do anymore.
You ever seen fucking Mac Jones's post-game interviews after he gets benched? Well, I'm not playing good enough, and I want what's best for the team, and I need to play better. And like, he sounds fucking
insane after
miserable.
12 weeks now.
Well, I think it's set in stone. The Patriots will get a quarterback in this draft now.
Oh, yeah. They have to.
After watching those two quarterbacks play. Well, there was a part of me that was like, they can ride it with Mac Jones, go get, an offensive lineman, maybe a receiver, build their defense a little bit more. There was a part of me that really believed that about 2 weeks ago. But after these last 2 weeks of watching Mac Jones play, I would rather go play quarterback just so they play a little bit better at this point. Like, I got a bum shoulder, and I think I could throw the ball better than Mac Jones right now.
I think I can.
Moving on to arguably the best game of the weekend, though. Jaguars at Texans.
Texans got fucked.
Okay.
They did.
I wanted them to win. I thought they
should have won.
CJ was going to come back again for like the fourth week in a row. It would have been.
This is like the 50th week in a row of referees dictating.
Unfortunate. I watched the field goal and it just hit the crossbar, and I was like, "What are the odds?"
Did you guys hear Trevor Lawrence after the game?
What did he say?
Basically saying, "Fuck those guys. I never want them to win," or something like that. About the Texans. He loves to go beat the Texans. He never wants them to win, or something like that. Or maybe there's a shot at CJ Stroud. I don't remember, but it was.
That's gonna be a good ass rivalry in the AFC South for the next 10 years.
Assuming CJ Stroud doesn't have a sophomore slump.
Yeah,
it'd be all right.
But it was a good game nonetheless. The referees definitely dictated the end, I believe. Honestly, I mean, the Texans missed out on probably potentially 10 points because of the refs, but
they robbed fucking Tank Dell of 75 yards probably combined.
They robbed CJ Stroud of the record for a 68-yard bomb in the air.
What a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean, Jaguars moved to 8-3. Texans are now 6-5. Texans playoffs hopes are still alive, but they're getting slimmer by the week because of the Denver Broncos also being 6-5 after beating the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine losing by 17.
It was a one-score game, and then Kevin Stefanski decides to get all fancy and pretty.
Fucking trick play.
Like, dude, guys, you don't have to do that.
Guys, here we go again. Even the commentators, they must have heard the podcast, guys.
Commentators are awful, first off.
No. They must have heard the podcast because I don't know if you guys listened, but they said, why is Kevin not running the football? Why is he not running the football?
Everybody in America has been saying
he said that the whole entire game, which I understand, but that shit got annoying as hell.
I mean, it was every drive, though. Why are they not running the football? And I'm sitting on my couch. Yeah, motherfuckers, why y'all not running the football?
Ford averaging 7.2 yards a carry. And then
I mean, there was a stretch. Touches. I think it was on our second score. We ran the ball 4 straight times, and we got a first down all 4 times. And then what did we do on 1st and 10? Threw a fucking bomb for an incomplete pass. And then what do we do on another 1st and 10? We throw a trick play in because why not? They're not going to see that coming, right? Oh my God, Joe Flacco.
That's okay. We got Joe Flacco. He is starting.
Dude.
Joe Flacco's going to hit Amari Cooper
assuming
for a 65-yard touchdown pass.
Oh, yeah. Assuming that DTR is still in concussion protocol. He is not dead.
He was spitting blood up. They said he was spitting blood walking back to the sideline.
He like busted his lip. They made it seem like he was coughing.
I didn't know.
Gallons of blood up.
Here's the remainder of the Browns schedule. At Rams, winnable. Versus Jaguars, losable. Versus Bears, winnable. At Texans, losable. Versus Jets, well, it depends. Aaron Rodgers will
gonna fucking suck.
Aaron Rodgers will probably come back and throw for 400 yards, but I'm gonna assume we beat the Jets, and then we're at Cincy. and I'm going to assume we beat Cincy. So it's what, 4-2 for the remainder of our games. So that puts us at 11 wins.
11-7, yeah.
And we might not make the playoffs.
11-6.
It just really depends on how good Joe Flacco does. I mean, Joe Flacco's probably going to be our starter this weekend, right?
Oh yeah.
With the way the season has went,
might as well give him a fucking shot.
No, 100%. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hurt, unfortunately, and PJ Walker ends up being our starter for the
I
remainder
hope
of
not,
year.
dude.
And then PJ Walker's going to come in and rattle off 5 straight.
You know what's fucking crazy? You know, or Cleveland is like the number 1 team that's played X amount of quarterbacks in the last 20 years or whatever. We have one good season, and we've been through 4 different quarterbacks, and we paid a quarterback.
Okay, we had a winning.
Then you guys made the playoffs
Mayfield,
and then beat the Steelers in the playoffs and then shipped Baker's ass out of town.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm not upset about the deal with Deshaun Watson. You have to take a chance like that. Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback. Baker Mayfield was not a top 5 quarterback. That's just how the business goes. But what really pissed me off about the whole situation is nobody told Baker this is what we're doing moving forward. So then he threw a temper tantrum, which I think his temper tantrum was not warranted, but I get it. And I think we went away from Baker way too fast, and then we paid all this money for Deshaun Watson, who was definitely getting a suspension that season no matter what. They just didn't know how many games.
Then you paid him a fully guaranteed $230 million contract.
It was $250 at the time. Now it's down to like $228 or something like that.
To play 4 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm tired of not running the football. That's what I know. I just want to run the football. But
Rams and Cardinals.
I didn't know the Rams scored 37
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyren Williams went the fuck off.
Yeah, I didn't know he was back from the IR. He was on my bench for fantasy, and he had like 40 points. Starting this week, buddy.
Kyler Murray doesn't look good. I don't know.
That was double XP weekend. What do you mean? It's 5 days of double XP. He wasn't playing good. Come on now. Do you guys think the Cardinals draft a quarterback this year? I mean, there's 30 quarterbacks that are probably halfway better.
Not in their first round. I
don't think so.
I mean, there's so many that you could take a shot on one in the second or third round and get lucky.
I think they're gonna stick with Kyler Murray, and then next season just go full Kyler Murray, and then see how that goes, and then maybe if he blows, they might get a quarterback then next draft. But I don't think they will.
You don't think they'll draft one how the Packers drafted Love?
They might draft
They also just paid Kyler
in the 4th round or something, but I don't know. We'll see.
There's also new ownership, new GM, new everything, so they could move on from him. They didn't draft him. They didn't pay him. I don't know.
I mean, there's just so many quarterbacks in this draft.
I feel like there's 3 to 5 quarterbacks that could go in the first round, and then everybody else is like a tier or 2 lower.
I agree.
And then they're just gonna go I don't know. Bo Nix. Bo Nix probably go in the first, but
Bo Nix will probably be a Patriot.
I think he'd be a Giant.
Maybe. Or do the Cardinals drive with Kyler Murray, hope they get the first pick next year, and then draft Sanders? He would fit their offense, and he's bigger.
Is Sanders staying at Colorado?
Mm-hmm. 1 more year with his brother. Could be interesting. Shout out to the Rams for getting it done. Cardinals suck, and let's move on to the Chiefs at Raiders.
I didn't really watch a lot of this game, to be honest.
I took a nap during this game, but it looks like it played out the way I expected it to play out.
Who would have thought? They beat the shit out of the Raiders.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs with another 20 carry, 110 yards.
Rashee Rice goes off for 107 and a tud.
I started Rashee Rice over Metcalf. I'm starting Rashee Rice over Metcalf this week. So we're gonna see how that goes in fantasy.
Who's Seattle playing this week?
Or
Cowboys.
Dallas.
They play tomorrow.
That's right. The Thursday night game.
So
Thursday night games have been proven to not be high scoring, so you're probably in the right to do that.
Kansas City is playing Green Bay, so sorry, Ryan, but
we're gonna put Rashee Rice in a fucking box.
It's just a safer game.
If he fucking plays. He hasn't played in fucking 2 games or something like that.
All right, moving on. Bills.
Let's go to the thriller.
And Eagles.
What a banger of a football game. Man, I feel bad for the Bills. They finally fucking look halfway decent.
And they get
and they lose.
But they got scored on Jalen Hurts, and he didn't get a fuck.
You mean Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, the American sex symbol. He's so hot.
Jalen Hurts needs to get it going all 4 quarters and not just wait till the end of the third to start doing something.
They won't want.
He doesn't care.
Apparently. I mean,
He doesn't care until he wins a Super Bowl.
4 or 5 total touchdowns. 5 total touchdowns on the day. Josh Allen, I think, was the better quarterback throughout the entire game. Unfortunately, they went to overtime, and that's Josh Allen's kryptonite. He's 0-6 as a starter in overtime.
That Eagles secondary, I feel like they get lit up in the passing game every week.
But it's shadowed because their front seven's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Eagles are 10-1. Like I said before, they should be like 6-5. If Jalen Hurts plays like he played against the Buffalo Bills, they'll be down 40 going into the fourth quarter. That's how that'll go down. But let's move on to my favorite game of the week.
Snooze fest.
The Justin Herbert Chargers losing to the Baltimore Ravens. And Ryan, here we are again, another weekend of Justin Herbert not winning a football game.
Dude, I think their first drive they had was amazing, and then that flag that they didn't throw.
Oh, the late hit.
The fucking late hit.
That's
that
what
shit
I think.
Was
I think that's what just killed everything.
Just
killed
insane.
everything.
Everything
died after that.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have thrown the flag either, but that's just because I'm a Justin Herbert hater. That was insane.
Yeah,
Dude is
I think that killed the game. Like that right there. I mean, they were driving down the field, about to score, and then that happens.
No, that was insane. But regardless, Justin Herbert doesn't get it done again. And the Ravens defense still looks really good. I will give them that. Their defense is scary good.
You're pissing me the fuck off.
Me?
Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Dude.
No, he's not.
Who's your top 5? Who goes over him?
Top 5 right now?
Yeah.
Say some dumb shit.
Jalen Hurts.
Get out.
Jalen Hurts.
He's got big muscles and can get pushed in the ass for touchdowns.
I'm sorry, whose team's 10-1 and whose team is fucking 4-7?
Whose team has a fucking top 2 defense the past 3 years, the fucking league?
You think Justin Herbert's better than Jalen Hurts?
Who's throwing to AJ? Yes. Who's throwing to AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert? And who's throwing to Keelan Allen and a fucking bag of chips? Yeah. Yeah.
I still
Who's
think
got a top
Jalen
fucking
Hurts.
3 offensive line in the league?
I love this kind of Ryan.
Line in the league?
Yes.
Justin Herbert is top 5 quarterback.
Okay.
Top 3 in the AFC.
Patty Mahomes.
No shit. That's 1.
Joe Burrows. Outside of this season, Joe Burrows.
I think they're kind of heads. They're like neck and neck.
I'll give it to you. He's been to a Super Bowl. I'll give it to you.
Josh Allen.
I don't know about
you were just talking about how much fucking Josh Allen sucks.
Not this year.
Josh Allen turns the ball over like Ben fucking Roethlisberger.
He at least wins playoff games. Take
Does
notes.
he?
He has.
He's 0-6 in fucking overtime.
He has.
Where's the clutch factor?
Sorry, Justin Herbert can't even get to overtime.
It sucks.
Josh.
That's 2.
Josh Allen. Brock Purdy.
Get the
Tua.
right. Next game.
This is comedy.
Lamar Jackson.
We got Bears at Vikings. Holy shit, what a game.
God,
12-10, primetime thriller. DJ Moore over 4.5 receptions was the easiest lock I've ever seen in my fucking life. Josh Dobbs, passionate, looking like shit. 4 interceptions. 3 weren't his fault. They were all batted up and tipped over. But either way, you turn the ball over 4 times. Not a good look for the Vikings.
At least Justin Fields was showing other Justins how to win with 217 yards.
I'm gonna
field goal. All this game was. So those games are usually the terrible ones. So.
Yeah, 217 yards, win, loss. Crazy. Wild.
Yeah. All right, let's bust through these.
One of the Vikings to win that game. Or one of the Bears to win that game for the Packers' sake. And,
absolutely. No, absolutely.
I hate the fucking Bears, but
no, I mean you need them to win.
When I can get it.
Do you guys think the Vikings end up sticking with Dobbs after it's all said and done?
No.
Gotcha.
We'll go back to Kirk.
I won't be as much as everybody says the Vikings need to move on from Kirk. I don't get why.
Statistically,
he's fucking
Kirk has been their
out.
best quarterback, but I think it's more of that just like stalled factor. You know what I'm saying?
I do get
you just
that.
had him for this long, and you haven't
take
done
somebody
anything.
to the next step.
Exactly.
But like,
I don't think it's
you're going to
sympathetic
draft
for
a quarterback and think you're going to take the next step.
Well,
I don't
here's
think
the thing.
so.
Here's the
You're
thing
gonna
that I
find
was
a
thinking
vet?
about last night.
Who?
Here's the thing I was thinking about last night. In all seriousness, Joshua Dobbs has won what 3 games now, 2 games with the Vikings, and he hasn't had Justin Jefferson. Because let's not act like Kirk Cousins' stats last year wasn't inflated because of Justin Jefferson's great season, right? And I'm not taking anything away from Kirk Cousins. I think he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. But I think it's just that stalled factor. They need something new, a new spark, a new something. I don't think a rookie is it though. I would rather stick with Kirk Cousins and go draft somebody. But if they're gonna stick with Joshua Dobbs, I want them to stick with Joshua Dobbs after what we see what he does when Justin Jefferson comes back in week 13.
I've seen a lot of Kirk Cousins to the Steelers next year. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think he fits that team or their culture at all. But
I don't either.
I think Steelers are sticking with Kenny.
Fun quarterback for the Steelers to go get.
I would rather see Kirk Cousins go to an Atlanta or something like that. To be honest,
I've seen a lot of Justin Fields to Atlanta.
I mean that makes sense. He's from Georgia, so that makes sense. But I don't know. Let's move into the Week 13 pick, shall we?
Let's run through these really quickly.
Thursday night, Seattle at Dallas. Who we got, boys?
Give me Dallas. I think it's gonna be a close game, but give me Dallas.
Give me Seattle.
Yeah, give me Dallas.
Colts at Titans.
Give me the Titans.
Give me the Colts.
Give me the Colts.
Okay.
Minshew's gonna run it in a few times.
He needs a bounce back game. He needs Jonathan Taylor's out.
Titans are undefeated at home, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah.
Colts.
Is Will Levis still starting?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost.
Jonathan Taylor's out for 2 to 3 weeks. Zach Moss will be getting carries. I picked him up on fantasy. Wish me luck. Chargers at Patriots. I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Yeah.
God damn, T. That's ridiculous. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah. Give me the Chargers.
I need this clipped in case the Patriots do win. Lions at Saints. I think the Lions will bounce back.
Give me Lions.
I think they have to, actually. I don't think they will. I think they have to. If they lose this game, their hopes of a Super Bowl fades.
I think they should and could. But at New Orleans, in that fucking dome, give me the Saints. Fuck it.
Love that from you. Falcons at Jets.
This one's going to be a
Give me the Falcons.
Good show. Give me the Falcons.
Give me the Jets, to play into the Aaron Rodgers narrative. I'm assuming the refs are going to start giving the Jets some calls.
Yo, low key.
And everybody's going to be like, what the fuck's going on?
Low key.
Give me the Jets.
Cardinals at Pittsburgh.
Give me the Cards.
Cardinals at Pittsburgh.
I'm going to take the Cardinals as well. I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think Pittsburgh's little fun reign has to end at some point. And
Pittsburgh can't win another. This is the one.
Steelers.
Kenny Pickett is at exactly 2,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. That's disgusting.
6.
He's the GOAT.
Dolphins at Commanders. Give me the Dolphins.
Dolphins all day.
By a trillion.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Broncos at Texans. Wow, that's actually going to be a decent game.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, give me the Texans, though.
Ooh. I'm going to say Broncos. I want to say Broncos on this one. The Broncos are playing really well right now.
I agree.
They are playing well.
I do agree.
I mean, the play calling's great. Their running ability's great. Defense looks wonderful.
Give me the Texans.
I'll go Broncos.
I don't think they'll lose back to back at home. That's my.
I love that from both of you. Panthers at Tampa Bay.
Give me the Bucs. Give me the Bucs.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers.
The Bucs, yeah.
The best game of the year.
Cleveland Browns.
Baker doesn't want to lose again.
What the fuck?
Cleveland Browns out of LA.
Give me the Rams. The Browns are.
Give me the Brownies. Joe Flacco's going to throw for 3 tutties.
I'm going to need a big Joe Flacco game. Give me the Brownies. Like Ryan was saying, though, the game of the year, 49ers, Philadelphia. Give me the fucking Niners.
Give me the Niners.
Niners by 20.
I was going to say by 20.
I'm going to say
locked in, twin.
I'm going to say by 10. Niners by 10.
Brock Purdy might throw for 400 fucking yards.
If Brock Purdy has a big game.
I will make a bet on him to throw for 400 yards and 3 tuds.
If Brock Purdy has a huge game against Philly, what Eric was talking about an episode ago, Brock Purdy should be in the MVP conversation if he has a huge game against the Packers or against the Eagles.
That Jalen Hurts is the favorite to win it right now. That pisses me off.
Isn't Brock Purdy kind of in it? It's like plus like
he's like 5th or 6th,
like 8,000 or something like that.
Yeah, he's like 5th or 6th in the list. If he has a big game against the Eagles, though, it'll jump. It'll skyrocket. Chiefs at Packers.
Give me the Chiefs. Give me the Packers. I'm gonna go Packers.
Give me the Chiefs.
Do I or do I not have a pulse?
Go Pack. Go.
Slight chance of snow Sunday night in Lambeau.
Ooh, Patty don't like the snow, huh?
Give me Jordan Love and the Packers.
I love that from you. Love that from you. And then
you should get a T-shirt, Ryan. Get a T-shirt that says, "Do I or do I not have a pulse?"
Packers and
that'd be kind of funny to say.
Blockbuster game, or what should have been a blockbuster game.
Yeah, fucking
Cincinnati
6 months ago.
at Jacksonville. It's at Jacksonville. Jacksonville does not play well. I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
I was about to say,
give me the Jags.
Give me the Jags as well.
Okay, that has been it for the NFL Week 13 predictions. Now we're gonna go into college football playoffs, which has been one hell of a ride because this could go a million different other ways here if you think about it. So let's go ahead and jump into that right now.
I want all hell to break loose. Dude, I want everybody that needs to win to lose and just
there's so much. There's so much
shit that could happen. Yeah.
Okay, say Alabama beats Georgia. You have to put Georgia in the top 4.
Do you?
Right? You have to. No. Sorry. So listen, I messed up. Alabama beats Georgia. You have to put Alabama in the top 4.
Right? I think you have to keep Georgia.
If Texas wins,
we let the man fucking finish, Ryan.
I guess. Go ahead.
Texas win. Does Texas have a bowl game or not bowl game? Championship game?
Texas is playing
Kansas or something, I think.
Okay. Oklahoma State.
Got you.
They're obviously going to win that game.
They're favored by 15.5. Texas has to beat the shit out of them to get in. Otherwise, they're not getting in. Texas needs to beat them by 28.
Yeah.
At least.
But Texas beat Alabama.
Yeah. And?
Say Oregon beats Washington. Washington already beat Oregon.
Yeah.
So, what do you do there?
Yeah.
It's like there's so many things that could happen.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
I mean, let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the rankings. Did they get it right?
I've got a tough time saying Florida State without Jordan Travis is the 4th best team in the country.
Okay, so they were talking about this when Jordan Travis broke his leg, and they cannot move them down just because they lost a player. That has nothing to do with it. So they cannot move them down. Even if they want to, they cannot do that.
I agree they're deserving.
Okay.
But if they're going to play Georgia in the first round of the playoffs and lose by 40. They are not one of the top 4 teams.
I agree.
In the country. It should be we need the 4 best teams. Not, I mean, if Jordan Travis is playing, by all means, put him in.
So with that opinion, what you just
said, Heisman candidate quarterback.
Who should be the top 4? Who should be the top 4 in your opinion, based on what you just said?
In my opinion, should be Georgia, Michigan, Washington,
Oregon.
I mean, I'll say Georgia, Michigan, Washington at 3 if they win. Oregon at 4.
Now. Who should be right now before the games? Yeah, before the games.
The best 4 teams in the country.
It should be Oregon.
It should be Oregon. Yeah,
at number 4, and then Florida State at 5, Ohio State 6, and 7, 8 is fine.
But I will say if Washington loses to Georgia or Oregon this Friday, I think Oregon should be at 4 or 3, and maybe sneak Ohio State back into the fucking dance. And that's coming from not an Ohio State fan.
So I want to hear Eric's opinion next, and then I'll go. But I like what you said. I agree. It should be the best 4. Which next year we don't have to worry about it, right? If it was today, I think this would be arguably one of the best college football playoffs. Like, I think this would be almost perfect. I think depending on what happens with the Louisville Florida State game, you might jump them into it. I'm talking about next year's. Yeah. If it was next year now, this would almost be perfect in my opinion.
Next year, it would be Oklahoma, Oregon, Mississippi, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Missouri, Alabama. That'd be a banger playoff.
Yeah, I agree. But
go ahead,
Eric. I want to hear what you think. Do you think, we'll start there. Do you think the committee got it right? And if not, what would you change and why?
The only thing I don't like, and I don't like Florida State being at 4.
I feel like nobody other than Florida State fans wants them top 4.
I know they're 12-0, but strength of schedule.
They play the ACC. 56. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
I mean,
their best competition this year is going to be Louisville.
If I know Texas is 11-1. I know Ohio State's 11-1.
Mm-hmm.
Texas lost to Alabama. I get that.
Texas beat Alabama.
Texas beat Alabama. I'm sorry. I don't know who else you put in 4 though, because Oregon is pretty good. Ohio State's pretty good. Texas is pretty good. Alabama's pretty good. So it's either of those 4 teams I just said.
So you're just saying they just need to not have Florida State and just bump everybody up.
Essentially. I like Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and not Florida State. Either one of the 4 that I just said needs to be up there in 4. I don't know which one that is yet. I'll know that after the championship games.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like Oregon being ahead of Ohio State. And the only reason I say that is because
Oregon hasn't really played anybody.
Oregon only has one Oregon has one loss, and it was to Washington, who's ranked 3 right now.
Who was 7 and they were 8.
Yes,
or vice versa.
Exactly. And
Agreed.
Their only 2 wins are Utah, who are unranked right now, by the way, and who else?
Oregon State.
Who they blew out last week.
Yeah. And their strength of schedule is 62nd. So Ohio State's is 6th.
Yep.
Ohio State played 2 ranked teams, 2 top 10 teams. 1 lost to Michigan by how many points? 1 touchdown.
And played better than them.
Yes.
But lost to them by a score.
Yes. And they were also ranked 3. So I don't like how Oregon's ahead of Ohio State, but.
So I'm just going to build off what Eric said. I like the top 4 based off of why they have them at the top 4. I don't like it based off what we said about Florida State, but I get it. The one thing I don't like is what Eric said. I don't like Oregon being in front of Ohio State just because Ohio State's 1 loss is to number 3 Michigan.
Number 2 Michigan.
Well, they were 3 when we lost.
Oh, yeah.
We lost to number 3 Michigan. And I know for a fact if it was Alabama and Georgia in the same scenario, and Alabama lost to Georgia in the same scenario, or vice versa, they dropped to 4. Yeah. That's where I'm like, what are we doing? Dropping us to 6 is obviously a clear-cut shot at not only Ohio State, but I think the Big Ten as well, because I think they would have done the same thing to Michigan. I think if Michigan would have lost to Ohio State, I think Michigan might be 7 or 8. If Michigan lost to Ohio State. I also think Texas is a better football team than Oregon. I wouldn't put them ahead of Oregon, but I think they're a better football team than Oregon.
Dare I say, now this is going to contradict me saying Ohio State could potentially sneak in. It is going to contradict. Maybe other than Texas, is Ohio State the worst team out of the top 8? Texas is close. I can't see them beating Bama, Oregon, Florida State, maybe now that Jordan Travis is playing, Washington, Michigan, or Georgia.
I don't think Ohio State's the worst team, and the only reason I say that is because defense is amazing. I mean, you get receivers are amazing. The receivers are great. Our receivers are wonderful.
I know. I'm saying
the only thing that's killing us right now is our quarterback
and play calling.
He can have a great game.
Okay, he's the worst. You have the worst quarterback in the top
20. In the top 20.
He's better than Drew Aller. I'll give him that. I don't know who Missouri's quarterback is, but they get carried by their run game. That dude goes off for 200 fucking rushing yards every game.
Oh no, I think Notre Dame's quarterback is better than him.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I think the only reason we lost to Michigan, and I mean this, is obviously the 2 interceptions. Well, the 1 interception. The second one was
whoever has J.J. McCarthy wins that game.
Well, no, I think we got outcoached. I mean, there was a lot of different play calling where we should have probably went for it and we didn't. There was a couple other scenarios where I was like, why are we not running the ball? We're still trying to force the ball. They know we want to get the ball to Marvin Harris, so why are we even trying to force that? We had a double running back tandem going into the third quarter where one would come in, rush for 7, one would come in, rush for 5, the other one
That
come in, rush
drive
for
you
5, the
guys
next one
had
rush for 7,
where it
and we
was
went away from it. Yes.
run,
Yes.
touchdown.
Yes.
I was like, Ohio State's about to come back and win this.
Yes,
bitch.
and we went away from it.
And
We
then
started
you
throwing
just
check
go away
downs.
from it.
We started throwing screens. We started throwing slants
The
across the middle. We
reason-
were forced into Marvin Harris.
The reason why we went away from that is because there was like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We can't keep running the ball down like that and then giving them the ball back and then potentially scoring again.
I mean, but if you're running the ball well, you can.
I
And
mean,
you were running the ball well.
I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, you just said we have a great defense. So a score is
We
a
do.
score. You have to go stop them, and that's where I was going into the next one. I felt like we knew what Michigan was going to do, and we didn't stop it. Towards the end of that game, we knew they were going to give it to Blake Corum. We knew JJ was going to try and run the ball, and we never one time stopped it. So, I mean, we went out and paid all this money for this Big 12 defensive coordinator, and it just showed that the Big 12 don't play defense either. I think the committee got it wrong. I think Ryan Day needs fired. I think Kyle McCord won't be our starter next year.
I'm gonna stick with Ryan Day. Keep Ryan Day. Just get an offensive coordinator. That's all we
Eric,
need.
you can't lose 3 in a row to Michigan.
I
as head
understand
coach.
that.
And the
Ryan
third
Day
one
didn't
was
throw
to their
2
interim head
interceptions.
coach. No, I mean, no, but it don't
He
matter.
was put in a position to win that game.
when has
Regardless
any
of whatever
franchise-
happened before that, he was put in a position to win the game, and he goes out and turns the ball over for the second
When
time.
has any franchise in any level of sports took the coach's side over the player's side?
T-Mac, I'm sorry, but they are not getting rid of Ryan Day. They
mean,
are
they could.
not. They're not
I mean,
going to.
Smith's retiring. He
They're
might go
not.
out on the white horse and fire his ass.
They're
right before he
not
quits.
going to. I will put money on it. They will not get rid of him.
Last time I put
telling
money
you,
on something with you, though,
they-
you didn't pay me. So
That's fucking $500. Get out of here. Anyways, they have big recruits coming. I think that will
I agree.
change. That will change what people think about Ryan Day. That's just all I'm gonna say. I did hear that Jim Knowles might be going to Duke as a head coach, but who knows?
I thought about this last year
It's a
when
defensive
Ohio
coordinator.
State lost to Michigan. You guys think? Well, you guys probably don't think because you're Buckeye fans, but I think Ohio State might be. They're going to start slowing down here,
I think
especially
so.
with Oregon. Everybody coming to the
Oh
Big
yeah.
Ten.
Yeah, I think
with
a lot of
with the
teams will.
NIL, I think it'll be a lot more parity. I think Ohio State will go 11-1 almost every year, be in the mix, probably win a playoff game.
They're going
and
to be
lose.
Penn State. They're
Maybe,
going to be the next Penn State.
maybe. There's a chance. It depends.
see.
I know Archie Manning's about to go to the portal
See now he has like 5
with-
different
with-
teams.
with Uberstang, and the number one option for him right now is actually Michigan. Last I saw, or is one of the number ones. However, Ohio State has not put in for him, and I think they're going to probably go all out for him. But somebody, I forget who it was that said it today. I have to think about it. Maybe it was Duke's head coach. They said that in order to get a good quarterback out of the draft, you have to be able to spend $2 million. And I think Ohio State and Michigan would be the only 2 teams that need a quarterback now.
Do you guys think this is Jim Harbaugh's last year?
I do. I actually think the scandal might hit Michigan a little bit harder than we're anticipating, and they might get suspended from the next Bowls games. Because it's found true. I mean, they suspended Ohio State for selling merchandise. If these guys are found guilty, they cheated in order to win games. They have to be suspended. They have to be. If it's found guilty. If they're not found guilty, then whatever, obviously.
So,
But
who do you guys think's winning the national championship?
Georgia.
I can't
Me
say
too.
anything right now.
I think Georgia
I think
is.
it's crazy. Michigan's the favorite.
I can't say anything right now. There's a
they
lot
beat
going
Ohio
on this.
State.
There's a lot going on this weekend. I just can't. Until the final playoff picture comes out, I can't.
So, as an Ohio State fan, the worst possible scenario this week is Oregon and Alabama winning.
I mean, because the Michigan Iowa game doesn't really matter.
I mean, we don't want Michigan to lose either, technically, because we don't want Washington to lose. We don't want the top 3 to lose, and we do not want Oregon to win. The problem we'll face will Texas jump us. That would be the issue. Assuming Florida State loses. If Florida State don't lose, I don't think you move them at all.
I don't think, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. Because they'll be 12-1. We'll be 11-1.
No. If Florida State doesn't lose, if Florida State loses,
Talking
they
about
drop.
Texas.
Oh, Texas? We'll see. We'll see. It depends. Like Ryan said, they have to blow them out. Everybody else has to lose. Like, it gets weird.
It's going to be crazy weekend for NFL or college. That's for sure.
Big Washington and big Louisville fan this week. That's all I know.
We will see. All right, that's probably it for college football. Ryan, got any bets for this week or?
I will be going with the Tennessee Titans plus 1.5 against the Indianapolis Colts. I will be taking. Give me the Jets plus 3. I don't know why. But give me the Jets plus 3. I'll take the Bucks minus 5.
You call the Jets to win?
Yeah. So I mean, guess plus 3 doesn't hurt, but give me the Bucks minus 5. Give me the Rams minus 3. Give me the 49ers minus 3. And give me the motherfucking Packers plus 7.5.
Again, that was Ryan with the prize picks of the week. Again, if you try to use Taped Up as your code and it does not work, it is because we're not actually affiliated with Prize Picks. All right, a little basketball real quick, and then we'll get it out of here, huh, kids? Quick little update for the NBA in-season tournament, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to the top 8. They're finally in bracket form, getting out of groups. Starting in the West, you have the number 1 seeded Lakers versus the number 4 seeded Suns. I do think the Suns will take that one, unfortunately for the Lake Show, but maybe they won't. And then in the other bracket, you have the number 2 Kings, who Ryan picked to win it all, playing the number 3 Pelicans. I think that'll be a pretty quick win for them. And then in the East, you have the number 1 Milwaukee Bucks, who are playing the New York Knicks. Give me the Bucks. And the red hot Indianapolis Pacers, playing the Boston Celtics, who I picked to win it all because I think the Boston Celtics would love to win it all. But I'm going to take the Pacers because I don't like the Celtics.
He doesn't like the Celtics, folks.
I hate the Celtics.
He hates them.
Celtics. I wonder why.
No idea. It's not like they're the most overrated franchise ever, only winning 1 ring in the last, 15, 16, 17 years. And most of the fan base hasn't even been alive to watch their previous one prior to that, but whatever.
I'm officially calling myself a Cleveland Cavaliers fan.
I love that.
Name 3 players.
I don't know 3 players yet. I got to watch games. But I'm going to get there, I promise.
Get you a Donovan Mitchell. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Darius Garland.
Evan Mobley.
No,
I got to watch it.
Jared Allen.
Hell, and the lights were too big. I'm gonna post that meme, but I'll put Justin Herbert on it.
I do want a basketball jersey though. I think they're pretty sweet. But we'll see. Are you guys laughing?
Oh, you didn't hear me?
No.
Have you seen the meme where the basketball player for the Cavs, Jared Allen, says the lights were just too bright when he's talking about losing in the playoffs?
I don't get it.
Well, I'm asking you. I asked you a question.
Herbert's face on it because the lights are too bright for Justin Herbert.
Oh, ha ha ha. Hardy har.
Anyways. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for the number 8, the 8th episode of the Taped Up Podcast. Again, I'm your host, T-Mac, with the other host, Eric and Ryan, and we'll see you Tuesday for the new tier list.
Hell yeah.
Like and subscribe.
And also hit that bell button so you never missed when we post a new video.
Every Tuesday and Thursday. And maybe another one soon.